Good morning. This is Creaking Oak Outdoors. I haven't posted a video in quite some time. Turkey season went pretty well. Sorry, mosquitoes are pretty bad out here this time of year. Yeah, turkey season went pretty well. Didn't get very much footage. Just hard filming everything and just trying to get this channel rolling. Today we are out on a piece of public property trying to go to this bedding area in the swamp that I found last year. I never got to hunt it. We're walking out here now and there's actually quite a few tracks in here. I marked on the Onyx where the swamp was. It's not too far off the road. We got some nice buck tracks right there going up. Looks like this place holds some water in here so you can see their tracks pretty well. Right now the closest to someone's private, there's a stone wall right there that separates the public and that person's private. Pretty much what we're doing right now is I'm kind of just walking through to see what I got for tracks in here, and then I'm gonna head to the swamp over there. I've never found an exit of where the deer are actually leaving the swamp, and you know, as in like a bigger deer, because I know there is a bigger buck in there. And I never really messed around in here because I always got in here too late and I didn't want to start pushing deer around too close to the season. So today's perfect because I'm in here early, and if I do bump something, at least it's not close to the season. That deer will come back in a few days, most likely. So you got a nice run coming right up through here. Yeah, we're gonna hang a Moultrie edge today. I'm gonna do some scouting in here, and then when I find something good or I make it into that bedding area, I'll turn the camera on. We're about a quarter of the way in, and I can already see where all the deer were browsing on all this stuff in here. You can start to see all the tangles in there. That's the swamp. You just gotta get, ow, these green briars do not feel very good. A little thing I like to do is I like to take my trail camera and I put it right on my hip with the strap. Makes it a lot easier maneuvering through all this thick stuff. I don't know if they're going to be bedded in here right now. They should be. I mean, look at these tracks right here. Those are smaller buck tracks right there. There's some fawn tracks in here. They're in here. More browsing right there. Browsing on everything in here. It's a super overlooked spot. There's definitely some hunter sign. Well, I can't really say some because the first bit of hunter sign I've seen so far is that old box that holds a camera, but that thing's been there for at least 5-6 years. So here's some tracks going in here. I haven't bumped anything yet, but I mean, this place is just loaded with deer tracks. I hate going into these areas, but it's just, you know, curiosity. You gotta know. You gotta get in here. If you bump a couple, big deal, but look at this. You're telling me these deer aren't in here? I'm gonna try to find some beds for you guys. Finding this one little area was like 4 hours of searching on this property. Now this property isn't very big either. It's amazing how easy it is to go past the good sign. You see a little swamp like this and you think, oh shit, I don't want to get wet. I don't want to deal with that. But when you get these high pressured areas like this, these deer are in this stuff. And the problem is like, I know they're in here. This is the only time I'm gonna come in here because it's bedding. I mean, you can't hunt in here. You'd spook them. I want to find a buck sign, and I want to try to find their exit route when they're coming out of this bedding. But like, this is what I'm talking about right here. You see this right here? I mean, it might not be in this one right now, but like you see these high clumps right here. Last year when I was in here, these deer were bedding on here. Bedding right up on these high clumps. Stays right above the water level and they don't get wet. But I'm gonna go search. I'm gonna make my way around here. This is like a big oval pretty much with hardwood surrounding it. I'm gonna make my way around and hopefully we can find if there's a fresh bed, maybe some rubs in here. I'll be back with you. I'm not gonna just film going through this. There's not much to see. But there is deer tracks everywhere in here. Alright, I'm gonna make my way over there and see what we can see. I just made it in this thick stuff out here in the center. I think I came a little too deep. I think the beds are more along this edge of this hardwoods. I just wanted to make it to the center to kind of see what it was. And the water's pretty deep in there. It's really, it's a solid bottom. A little bit of floating grass. I kind of want to back out and go back around that way though. Thank God for this thermocell. I'll tell you, these bugs are crazy. Alright, I'm going to head back in. I mean, you can see how thick this is. I'm struggling to get through it. I don't think the bucks are going to be over here. They ain't getting their antlers through that. These deer come and hang out right in the center of this shit because, I mean, there's browsing here. Browsing all in here. They get in here, get a drink of water. It's been pretty dry lately. So there ain't no predators or anything getting them in here. I can barely get in here. I'm gonna make my way back out. Alright, I'm on the outskirts of the swamp now. There's a nice run that goes along the outside. There's the beginning of the swamp right there. Let me fix this camera. There we go. That's the beginning of the swamp right there. And there's some runs going along it. I'm gonna try to find if there's any rub lines along this. So far I haven't seen much buck sign. I've seen some buck tracks. Nothing that makes you go, wow, you know, that's a big buck. I haven't really seen much other than doe tracks. And you can go all the spots that I have, you can kill does all day long. I mean, you can go in there, it's like a petting zoo. You can just watch them. When you go in there with the right wind, you'll see 10, 12 does a night. In some places, at least. But I'm not after does. I've killed my fair share of does. I used to have crop damage, and we were plugging does left and right. There's still sign coming through this end here too. I mean, this sign doesn't stop for does. Sign just keeps on going. I'm trying to push here in the back where not as many people would go, because I seen some hunter sign back further, but now that I get on this right hand of the swamp, I haven't seen a damn thing. good. We're gonna keep on moving. Alright, I just made it back to the swamp. A couple old rubs from last season on a few cedar trees. Right now it's just, the bugs are so bad even with the thermocell right now. I'm struggling right now. So this is the swamp right in here. Last year I found all the bedding in here. I was hunting way on the other side of this, well not hunting, scouting way on the other side of this property. In another like bigger open swamp that's got a lot of tall grass. And lots of like small saplings, and I was just, you know, going along the whole entire swamp on like the dry land on the more mature trees where you think bedding would be. And there was like nothing. But last year, this is the same exact spot I scouted. And if it shows on the camera, that's a main run right there that goes like on the outside of the bedding. And pretty much I entered from here last year. And in the middle, there's like these clumps of like moss clumps where they bed on. And I kicked, which sounded like a big deer out of there. There was only one deer that was in there. I didn't know if it was a buck or a doe because it was so thick, but whatever it was heavy. I heard that thing take like frickin' 2 jumps and it was at it. Alright, so from all the information I gathered, pretty much, I mean, there's a stream that runs that way, down, kind of downhill. There's the stone wall here. This whole thing is just this swamp surrounded by hardwoods. Looks like these deer are coming in here a lot to, you know, get a drink of water. They're browsing on all the, you know, aquatic plants, I'll say. I'm not sure of all the names, but I'll call them aquatic because they're in water. They're coming in here browsing like crazy. I think it's just a place to cool off, get a drink. So, you know, there's a break of a wall here that they're coming through pretty heavy. Coming through here pretty heavy. I think the only shot in here really is early season before there's a lot of people that start hunting. But if there's a buck in here, early season is going to be the time to get in here and get them loaded. I mean, this place is absolutely loaded with tracks. I mean, it's in the mud, so there's going to be a lot of tracks. But you can still tell there's a lot of deer in here. Camera placements right there. Open break of the walls right there. Tracks coming in here, coming in here, coming from here. Over there's more tracks, but I don't know, I think they're jumping over the stone wall. Right here is more of like a, I got them kind of funneled into one area. So, you know, 3 trails coming into one. I think that's going to do it for this video though. I have other cameras out right now too. I got small 6-pointer this morning. Few does. Don't have a target buck yet. I have my camera in a spot that I was, you know, going after these bucks last year. Nothing but does and fawns so far, but that'll change next month. You know, when the weather starts switching, I think most of those bucks that I seen will be back in those areas. I'll start seeing more. It's so hot right now. Well, I think that's going to end it for Creaking Oak Outdoors today. I just wanted to get a video out there. Bow season's coming. We getting ready. We're scouting, getting cameras in, spending the time after work, before work, whatever you got to do. We're going to try to get on one this year. We'll see ya.